So there are a lot of different wiring styles. There are obviously a lot of different pickup combinations. This guitar is really the crown jewel of my guitar collection. This is a Gibson SG Custom, and I've gone through a lot of different pickups and wiring configurations in this guitar, including strangely wound sets and unique kind of switches and all kinds of things. And I've recently installed a new set of Mojotone pickups, which they collaborated with me on, and finally went to one of the classic Gibson wirings, which I'm really excited about because it's probably the most versatile wiring that I've ever used. It's exclusive to this 3 pickup guitar idea, but with it, you get pretty much any sound you could possibly want, even making the Gibson SG sound like a Fender Stratocaster. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to this demo and feature of this unique Gibson wiring that actually harkens back to some of the early days, and also this feature of the Mojotone pickups that I have in this guitar. This is their 59 clone set, but I actually worked with them to put together a custom set, not custom pickups, but a custom set specific to this guitar, which has 2 Mojo 59 clones in the neck and middle, and then a hot wound one in the bridge to give me a little bit more of a tonal palette to work with. I have owned and played multiple other Mojotone sets. I really like them. So this was my idea. This is sponsored by them, but this was my idea entirely. I pitched the video to them. I said, hey, I'd really love a set of these pickups for this guitar. The 59 clones have a really nice blend of warmth and clarity, and that's a hard one to get. You know, frequently really clear humbuckers don't have much warmth to them, and obviously vice versa. I love this set, and this SG in particular sounds a little on the trebly side, so I wanted something. If you follow my channel, you know that I love articulation, but I also wanted something that had some warmth, that gave it some body. They really sound awesome, so I'm super thrilled about having this set in there. Now, the SG Custom is kind of interesting because at least this one, and as far as I know, this is historically accurate. This is a custom shop guitar from the 1990s. As far as I know, the SG Customs had a unique switch on the inside, and this is what mine originally came with. It was actually a 6-lug Gibson switch, and what it did was it would give you the neck position, the bridge position, and in the middle, it was a combination of the middle and either the bridge or the neck, depending on how it was wired up. And mine was a combination of the middle and the bridge. So it got that stratty, quacky kind of number 2 position tone. Really cool tone. However, that was the only tone you had from the middle position. So I've done a lot of research into what other types of wiring are there for these guitars. Now, one of the standard ones was a master volume for the middle pickup. Now, that would have been common on the earlier Les Paul Black Beauties that had 3 pickups. Obviously, there were a number of different Les Paul Customs. Many of them had 2 pickups, but there were the Black Beauty Les Pauls that had 3 pickups. Like the one that Peter Frampton plays comes to mind, obviously. That used a different style wiring in which you actually had your standard wiring for the bridge and for the neck. You had a master tone, and then you had the middle pickup wired to a 3rd volume knob. But what was unique about it was that that pot did not go out to the switch, it went directly to the jack. So what that does, and that's what I have in this guitar right now, is it allows you to completely turn off the middle pickup and have standard wiring as if it were a 2 pickup guitar, but then it also allows you to blend it in to any of the other pickups. Now, I have played this type of wiring before, which is one of the reasons I thought of it. The Epiphone Riviera Customs were wired this way. The 3P90, they don't make them anymore, but probably a lot of you remember them. In my earlier days doing YouTube, I actually reviewed one. And it's a very, very versatile wiring. Here's what I love about it. Again, going back to what I just said. First of all, if you want to take the middle pickup out of the equation, you can. And then you can basically play it as if it were a 2 humbucker guitar. So you get that great in the middle blend of the neck and the bridge. Now, anytime you roll that middle pickup in, it's going to blend with whatever setting that you're on. So if I click it up to the bridge and I roll the middle pickup in, and of course you can do it at different levels because it's on a volume knob, that gives you again that strat tone. And it's very stratty. It's really unique how much it sounds like a Stratocaster. You go to the middle, you get all 3 pickups on at once, which is really cool. Obviously the neck, and you get a blend there, and because of the way that the pickup is oriented, that almost sounds a little bit like a Veritone switch. It's kind of got that sort of honky filter thing going on. You can change that a little bit depending on which way you turn the middle pickup. Also, and this is really cool, if you roll off the volume of the treble and the bass pickup, you can get just the middle pickup on its own, which you just could not get in other guitars. Now, obviously, there have been many guitars over the years with multiple pickups, 2 pickups, 3 pickups, even more than that. And many of them, especially if you're looking on kind of the outskirts of some of the norm, many of them had really crazy controls. You had ones that have off-on switches, loads of different, knobs that control different things. So this isn't necessarily revolutionary, but it's really cool because you actually have 7 tones here that you can play around with. And did you know that you can actually wire a Stratocaster this way? And I believe it's called Memphis wiring, but you would actually get a 3-way switch, more like a vintage Strat or a Tele switch, and you would have a master volume for the 2 pickups, the neck pickup and the bridge pickup. You would have a master tone, and then again, you would have a volume for the middle pickup, which would not go to the switch. It would go to the jack. Really, really unique kind of wiring that would actually give you more Stratocaster tones than your standard 5-way. It's obviously not that popular because people love their Stratocasters the way that they love them, but it would actually give you more tones. So right now what I want to do is dive back in. We're going to start with a full clean run through, and I'm going to go neck, middle, bridge, bridge, middle, neck, and once I get down to the bridge, I'm going to roll in the middle pickup, and then at the end turn off the treble and the bass pickup. So when you start, you're going to hear it. It's going to be just the neck pickup and bridge pickup with the middle rolled off. So it's basically like the middle pickup isn't there. All right, now the sublime tones that you're hearing are also going into my Super Reverb. Again, I think these pickups sound phenomenal. Now we're going to try it with some overdrive, and for the overdrive in this video, I'm using a Rockett The Dude. This is just so cool. I love having guitars that have actual useful versatility. You know, versatility can be overrated. Sometimes you get a sound and you just like the sound. You know, this is the Les Paul Jr. comes to mind. I've had a great joy playing a Les Paul Jr. where you really just have the one pickup. But other times you want versatility, but again, you want it in actual useful ways. I think this is really cool. I'm amazed how much it sounds like a Stratocaster on that kind of pseudo number 2 position. And the other thing, and this is not true with every 3 pickup guitar, but with this guitar in particular, the strings are very low down to the body, and that sometimes with the middle pickup on, my pick will hit it. And if it's in any of those positions, you'll get that tap, that kind of click from it. And I love this guitar, but that's actually been one of the most challenging things of it. Again, with the old wiring, if I wanted to use the middle setting, that was on and there was no way of getting around that. However, now I can run it like it's a 2 pickup SG. And if we're being perfectly honest, that's actually the way I'll run this guitar most of the time. Now you'll also notice I used a different color knob. Kind of happened by accident, but on one of my SGs years ago, it had reflector knobs and the little reflector bit popped off. And so there were just 3 reflector knobs and then just a black knob because the reflector thing was gone. And I actually kind of liked it because, I don't know, it just made it feel like it was more me. This is something unique. It was a unique quirk about the guitar that was specific to me, and I liked that. It happened again on another guitar later on, and I thought, okay, that's my look now. I know that's kind of silly, but anyway, one of the issues for me with something like this is when I'm performing live, believe it or not, I don't think on the fly well when it comes to logistics, right? So I like a plain pedal board with the pedals very well spaced out so that there's no chance of me hitting the wrong one. Because also in my group, I sing. So frequently I'll have to come out of a solo right into a vocal. I can't be, looking around and trying to, so I have to, I'm also not really good with quick individual setting adjustments on the fly because I'm kind of focused on the music performance aspect of it. Like if you ever see Brian May play, he was amazing with these quick little adjustments. I can't do that. I sort of get tunnel vision on what I'm doing, and I get frazzled if I have to change something too quickly or too. So one of the reasons that I put the gold knob on there is not just because of all that. It's also because I don't want to be using this guitar live and trying to get a certain sound and just kind of like in that headspace that I get into going for the wrong knob. So that's a very easy way to be like, hey, that's the volume for the middle pickup. Right there, you can't miss it. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to Mojotone for sponsoring this video or accepting my proposal here. I love these pickups. I think they suit the guitar really well, and I'm excited to try this wiring in it because, again, I've tried multiple different wirings in this guitar, and some of it just didn't suit the pickups well, but this is kind of an all's well that ends well, because I really like the way it sounds now. So I am going to link below to where you can check out the Mojotone pickups. That's not an affiliate link. That's just straight to their website. One of the things that I like about them is they give you this nifty little specs thing that gives you like a treble, mid, and bass level rating for each pickup to give you kind of an idea. It reminds me of the old, anybody ever be into the X-Men trading cards? And on the back, it would always give you like a rank sheet of like their powers. Or if you used to play Madden back in the day, you'd have the skills and, like speed 95 and, catching ability this. It's like that, but for pickups. Very well done, Mojotone. I'm Jack Fossett. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.